So, hey everyone, welcome back to Two Heads Up. I am Pat, this is Amanda, and we're going to give you the heads up of any new movies out there that you may or may not want to see. Once again, we are at King's Dedham filming this. They let us do this pretty much every week whenever we want, and they're really nice about it. So this week we saw the movie Mirror Mirror. What Mirror Mirror is that it's a modern retelling of the story of Snow White, but not in the traditional sense. In the movie, Snow White is a princess that is prohibited from leaving the castle by the evil queen, who is Julia Roberts. I've never figured Julia Roberts to play the evil person in the movie, but she did this time. Snow is in the process, or after escaping from the castle, trying to get back her natural birthright with the help of the 7 dwarfs, and that birthright being the queen of the kingdom. It stars Lily Collins as Snow White, Julia Roberts as the evil queen, Armie Hammer as the prince, and Nathan Lane as the hapless, bumbling, fumbling around, turned into a cockroach servant for the evil queen. The movie is rated PG, and it is out in theaters now, and I originally thought it was going to be a chick flick, and she's going to look at me like that because it was actually not that bad. It had its funny moments. It was stupid funny. It wasn't funny.
It was stupid funny enough.
She loves stupid funny. I don't.
It's funny.
But tell me some of the things you liked about the movie.
I like the colorization. I like the way they colored it. Mm-hmm. I didn't realize they were going to do it that way, but it was kind of awesome. Because you expect Snow White, everything's going to be white and plain and everything like that. So they just used everything but, almost. And when they did use white, they used it in enough layers that it really looked good.
Yeah, the movie had a lot of dark undertones to it. People getting attacked, depriving the poor of even more stuff, so the rich get richer, the poor get poorer. The evil queen literally being broke, so she wound up taxing the people more and more. Sounds like the American government a little bit.
Bread is meat, meat is bread,
Because bread is meat, apparently. But Nathan Lane as the servant, I have to say, was my favorite character in the movie. He was hilarious just by the way that he had to go around, do every whim that the evil queen wanted. But one of my favorite scenes from him is when, right after he was turned into a cockroach, he scatters across the floor, but you can hear him in the Minnie Mouse voice. That, I gotta get away. He starts talking like that, and it was funny. After he turned back into a person, he was doing that as he's crawling around on the floor, and he pops up out of nowhere, and he goes, I was turned into a cockroach, and I would crawl on my belly, and whenever a light came on, it somehow scared me, and I had to hide in the dark, and I was taken advantage of by a grasshopper. And I started losing it at that point, because the image of a grasshopper and a cockroach was just hilarious. And it was Nathan Lane, right. The movie had sexual undertones to it, but it wasn't too over the top. It wasn't made by Disney, but it was still pretty
good. You could see the children and not have to explain stuff. Or get away with not explaining it.
Because there was nothing to explain. There was really nothing to explain. Snow White was innocent with her first kiss, and she never had a first kiss, in the traditional sense.
Yeah, but the whole grasshopper thing, like he's taken advantage of by the grasshopper. You could explain to him, oh yeah, they stole his candy.
That and the prince not being in anything but his knickers.
True.
Or his breeches, or his underwear.
We're spoiling the whole movie.
No, we're not. Because we're giving off scenes, but we're not really telling them this is what happened in chronological order, and this happened to this for this reason, and this was this person's reaction to this. No, that's not what we're doing at all.
But overall, it was a very good movie. I like that they finally did something different, and it's not just the princess gets saved by the prince.
Yeah, the princess saved the princess.
In another castle, but she still gets kidnapped. In this movie, at least, the princess doesn't get kidnapped. She doesn't get saved by the prince. She tries to save the prince herself for change. She wears pants. Still looks like a pants.
No, well, in the movie, at the beginning of the movie, she's wearing the fancy, I'm a princess dress, I'm a princess
no way
skirt.
I could ever sit in this.
They have special apparatuses that are put into the ass, so they can't sit there.
Exactly.
You didn't know that, did you?
But yeah, called a bustle.
Ooh. She learned at me.
I swear.
She said bustle. So with the The Seven Dwarfs. You're going to have to watch the movie to find out what's going on with the Seven Dwarfs, because it's not the Seven Dwarfs in the traditional sense. It actually gives you a little reason why the Seven Dwarfs live in the woods. And it's I thought that was a very believable reason as to why they lived in the woods versus what, you know, everybody else. Why do the dwarves live in the woods? Why do they not live with the rest of the people in the city?
There's 7. Why not 8? Why not 6?
Because you got to keep it an odd number, and you got to keep it closer to.
You know why?
Closer to 8. You see the movie, you'll get that.
You can't really. Yes.
How would you rate the movie this time?
Somewhere between maybe a 4. But I don't know. I want to say a 5, but I don't want to rate it that high because I'd see it again, but I don't know if I'd pay to see it again. It was really good. I like the visual aesthetic of it. I like the story of it.
She believes that it's a cross of something colorful and Tim Burton.
Tim Burton in oddness. Not in, like, it
Tim Burton movies are oddness.
Exactly.
So it can't be a cross between Tim Burton and oddness.
The colorfulness reminds me of Bollywood, and the oddness reminds me of Tim Burton.
There were a lot of Bollywood undertones to this movie, too.
Exactly.
There were a lot.
Stay for the credits.
End credits, you'll see what we're talking about.
There is credit stuff.
So give it a concrete rating. What would you give it?
I'd give it a 4.
4?
It's a solid movie. You can take your family to see it. It's funny. If you just want a good relaxing movie, it's great.
I'd go about a 2.5.
Because you're a guy.
Well, it was all right. I wasn't thrilled by it. Then again, I have high expectations of movies because I love movies. So I gave it 2.5. She gives it 4. So on average, it gets about a 3.25. So yeah. And so check out our next movie review that we're going to be doing. It was for the Three Stooges. It's a good movie. I liked it, but you'll find more about that later. See ya. Bye.